So, another really frustrating thing that can happen after stroke is feeling forgetful. Maybe you're forgetting appointments. Maybe you're forgetting conversations you supposedly had. Maybe someone tells you something, and then 5 minutes later, it's like you can't remember what they said. If any of this sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. In fact, memory changes are one of the most common cognitive changes that people experience after a stroke. But here's the thing that's really important to understand. Not every memory problem after stroke is actually a memory problem. So here's why. For us to be able to remember something later, our brain has to do three things. One, take in the information, store the information, and then have three, the ability to retrieve the information later. Think of it like saving a document on your computer. If the document doesn't get saved properly in the first place, you're not going to be able to find it later, no matter how hard you search. The same thing can happen after a stroke. After a stroke, the brain can be dealing with several different challenges all at the same time. You may have slower processing speed, decreased attention, difficulty concentrating, or mental fatigue, or increased distractibility. So let's say someone is talking to you. Before your stroke, your brain might have effortlessly processed everything they were saying while also filtering out background noise, organizing the information, and then storing it away. After a stroke, your brain may be working much, much harder just to keep up with the conversation itself. And if your attention drifts for even a few seconds, the information may never get fully processed or stored away. And if it never gets stored properly, like I already said, it can't really be remembered later. This is why many stroke survivors tell me things like, I know someone told me that, or I kind of remember having that conversation, but I can't really remember what was said. And remember that neurofatigue we talked about, or I talked about in the last video, fatigue and memory problems often go hand in hand. The more tired your brain becomes, the harder it is to focus, process information, learn new things, remember details. This is why many people notice their memory is worse later in the day, after therapy, or after social interactions or big gatherings. When you feel overwhelmed or when you're trying to multitask and do more than one thing at a time. So, what can you do about it? Because while there's obviously no magic wand out there that can, get rid of your memory problems overnight, there are a lot of strategies that can help. And everything I'm about to share with you are the same things I share with my patients who are struggling with memory after their stroke. Okay. So let's start with what I call the low tech options. Here we go. Keep one calendar, one, not three, not five, just one central calendar. It can be a wall calendar, a planner, or simply a notebook. It doesn't really matter which you choose, but the key here is to keep everything in one place. Appointments, birthdays, your therapy sessions, when your medications need to be refilled, notes about phone calls that you need to make, etc. Just everything. Another really great and highly underrated low tech option is to create something like a memory notebook. Now, this can be hugely helpful, and it's actually one of my favorites because I actually use this strategy myself. Um, I use a very simple notebook I bought at Walmart, and I literally rely on it for any and everything that I need to keep track of. It's like my external brain. Or I like to call it my pensieve sometimes. You know how, like in Harry Potter, Dumbledore used that magical bowl he called a pensieve, where he could keep his important thoughts and information safe so he could come back later and look through it all again. Anyway, that's kind of like a memory notebook. That's what it could be for you. It's one place you can keep all your important information, appointments, phone numbers, details from important conversations, or just random notes, things you need to buy, phone calls you need to make, something you heard about and want to look up later, or even an ongoing list of questions you need to ask your doctor. Just write it all down. Think of it as your very own external memory system. Just the process of writing things down can help you remember things as well. And the really great thing about a notebook is you have pretty much unlimited space to write. So you don't have to try to squeeze everything into like a tiny space, like on a planner. Now, for some of you, if your stroke has affected your dominant side, writing things by hand may not be the most efficient option for you. While you can certainly retrain yourself to use your non dominant hand, for many people, this is very frustrating, especially in the beginning. And I totally get that. So just stick with me for some more high tech options that I'm going to talk about in a minute, because these really may be a much better and less stressful option for you. Okay. Another really helpful tool is using checklists. Checklists can be very powerful, especially for things like morning routine, tracking medications, meal planning, workout routines, morning routines, bedtime routines. Um, the goal here is to reduce how much your brain has to hold on to at one time. So, using a calendar, memory books, notebooks, different checklists can all be really beneficial. Another really helpful strategy is establish routines. Um, Routines, creating new habits, these are all things that you just need to build that consistency to do it. And the more you do it, the less your brain is going to have to remember. You just have to be committed, put in the effort, and then all you before you know it, you're going to have that established routine and you won't really have to think so hard about things. Some things you can try are like doing your medications as prescribed always at the same time, putting important things like your keys, your wallet, your phone always in the same place, keeping items you use a lot always in the same place, things you use every day, things that are important to you. Just remember, it's really about consistency, and your routine, again, is going to reduce the demands on your memory. Okay. So, now what about those high tech or technology based strategies I mentioned? So, for those of you who are comfortable with technology or willing to learn things like smartphones and computers and tablets, there are so many great tools available. Um, and if you have a limited ability to write, again, you're going to want to try some of these strategies that can potentially be a game changer for you. So, here we go. Use your phone calendar, put appointments, phone numbers, other important information into your phone immediately. Don't tell yourself you remember later to enter it in. Use a stylus for accessing buttons or your touchscreen. If it's difficult for you to use your hand, use your microphone, speak into the microphone, whatever it is that you need to say. Set multiple reminders if you have an appointment at 2 o'clock, and set a reminder for the day before, an hour before, 30 minutes before. Let technology be that external brain and do some of the remembering for you. Things like voice assistants can be another great option. These are devices like Siri, Google Assistant, Alexa. You simply say, hey, remind me to take my medication at 8 p.m., remind me to call my doctor tomorrow. The Notes app on your smartphone or tablet or even on your computer is also a really helpful tool. A lot of people nowadays find it easier to keep notes in their phone because it's always with them. But the best system ultimately is going to be the one that you're actually going to use. So do some trial and error, test out some of these strategies out, and figure out which one suits you the best. Lastly, and maybe honestly the best piece of advice I can offer you today is just slow down. Give your brain time. For a lot of people, information just doesn't come to us as quickly as it used to. And a lot of the times, the information is just actually there. Your brain just needs more time to find it, to access it. So if you can't remember something immediately, try not to lose patience with yourself. Take a deep breath, give yourself a few moments, and see if it comes to you. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Give some of these strategies a try and see if they help, okay? Remember, memory changes after a stroke are absolutely frustrating, um, but it's really just about adapting and giving yourself time, just like with physical recovery after the stroke. So if you've noticed changes in your memory, or how you're able to process information from your stroke, please let me know in the comments. What are some of your challenges? What are some of the things that you've been dealing with? And if you want some more specific suggestions, let me know too. Let me know that too. And if you're thinking this might be something bigger like neurofatigue, please check out my other video specifically about neurofatigue, because it's a whole nother beast. And I share a lot of great recommendations for that. specific issue after stroke as well. As always, guys, I really hope this touches and reaches someone out there that maybe needed to hear some of this. And let me know if you have any questions at all, because I'm here to help. All right, I'll see y'all next time. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more DIY videos to help you along the way in your stroke recovery. Struggling at home? Have a question? Leave me a comment. I'm here to help.